We are going to share with you our thoughts. Each one of us came up with a question that we wanted to ask each other. 4 of us got to answer these questions. We hope you enjoy the raw footage of Gianni's, Jackson's, Jeff's, and my answers to our 4 questions. And the 4 questions were, what was your favorite thing about our adventure?
My most favorite thing was definitely the dude ranch in Oklahoma with Burl and Jana. My favorite thing to do at the ranch and about the ranch was probably riding the horses with Burl.
My favorite thing been the castle, Solomon Castle.
Why do you like the Solomon Castle?
Because he's a great artist.
What was something that you liked at the castle?
The fork gun.
The most favorite thing about our adventure for me has been the ability to, here comes the wind, spiritually connect with land and people. I feel very at ease on the road, so that has been my most favorite thing about our adventure.
My favorite thing about our adventure, I would have to say, is probably all the people that we've run into. We've met some lifelong friends, people that I think we're going to stay in touch with no matter what the future holds for us.
Where has been your most favorite spot that we have stayed?
My favorite place, probably the dude ranch, Flying W Ranch.
What has been your most favorite spot that we've stayed?
Flying W.
Flying W Guest Ranch?
Yes.
Yeah, what was your favorite part about the ranch?
That we don't have to make a fire, and
Who made the fire every night?
bro.
My favorite place that we've stayed was in general South Arizona. There's a calling there for not just me, but our family at some capacity. So I would say that is, I can't even pinpoint a specific spot. I would say near the Chiricahua Monument was the most favorite place we stayed, which was a Harvest Host Hoffman Vineyards.
Oh, my favorite spot that we've been to for this adventure, I would have to say it was the Grand Canyon. It's just, I've been there 4 times, I think, and it just doesn't change and doesn't get any better than the first time. It's just amazing.
What has been the easiest
The
thing?
easiest part is, there really was no easiest part. Yeah.
Maybe somewhere that you felt at ease?
Burl's Ranch.
Wow. 4.5 months have gone by, and your answer to 3 of the 4 questions is the Flying W Ranch.
I think going to the ranch just really pulled me. I don't know, I just feel connected there.
What has been the easiest part of our adventure?
Riding my bike.
Awesome. Learning how to ride your bike?
Yep.
The easiest thing about our adventure so far has been God's love, and just really learn very quickly that without one another, we don't have anything.
I would have to say the easiest thing about our adventure is the setup and breakdown of our motorhome. You know, when you first pull into a site, you go online and read, and everybody makes it seem like it's really bad and really hard and tough. And the first few days were hard, but you kind of get in a rhythm and you stick to the rhythm, and it started to make that real easy.
And what has been the hardest thing? What has been the hardest part of our adventure?
The hardest part of our adventure would definitely be breaking down twice. It was kind of a lot for me, and I think for everybody else.
So here's another question for you. What's been the hardest part of our adventure?
School.
School. The hardest thing about our adventure for me has been adjusting to being more flexible, learning how to go with the flow, taking life 2 or 3 days at a time instead of a month or 2 months at a time. You know, when we are at our home spot, because I feel like almost all of America now is home for us, or anywhere can be home as long as we're together. But when we're home, we plan very far in advance. And I think in our minds, we almost can't enjoy the present as much just because we plan so far in advance. So that's been the hardest thing, but it's been such a beautiful thing to learn from that.
The hardest thing about our adventure, these questions. This is like a two-part one. I think one of the number one hardest thing is cooking. You don't realize how much you miss that big kitchen with the big stove and 4 burners, and being able to go outside to a big 3.5 foot griddle that you can cook on. Right now we're working on a 22-inch griddle and 3 burners and an oven that you can barely fit a muffin tin in. The other hardest thing is we're on top of each other at all times. We're used to a 2,600 square foot home, and we all each have our areas that we can go to when we aggravate each other, and we don't have that here, especially when it's raining or cold or snowy. You don't get to go hide from anybody. You kind of have to stay there and deal with it. So I would say they're the 2 hardest things that on this entire adventure.
Great day here in Alabama. We're expecting a lot of sunshine.
Not.
We're expecting warm conditions, swimming conditions. Great day here in Alabama.
Wow. This is amazing, Dad.